Hi friends, I'm Emily Retro and let's tour my dining room and my kitchen. These cabinets used to be a really dark wood. It was like a dungeon in here. The light did not reflect off anything. So we painted everything white, painted the walls and the cabinets white. The walls used to be a pretty ugly color yellow. I love the color yellow. It was not cute though, you trust me. And the house did not have a dishwasher, so we had this put in. We hired a plumber to put in the dishwasher, and he also happens to be a carpenter. And so he put the dishwasher in two existing cabinets, but it didn't fit just right. There was still an opening here. And so he made this cute little cupboard here for cookie sheets. Once we painted this room white, it was really white. So I wanted to make sure that I added more color. So I created a rainbow potholder display all around my upper cabinets, and it created this big burst of color that I love. And I will link my blog post on exactly how I did that. I love the graphics on vintage cookbooks, so I decorate with them a lot in my kitchen and my dining room. This area of my kitchen has had a lot done to it, even though it doesn't really look like it. My fridge used to be right up against this stove. This was not here before, neither was this. It was super annoying when the fridge was right up against the stove. There wasn't a place to set a mixing bowl or a spoon while you're cooking, and I really wanted at least a little bit of counter space so I could do that. I went to the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is a specific type of thrift store that's really cool, and I got a single cabinet there for really cheap. I think I paid 20 bucks, and we painted it to match the rest of the cabinets, and we redid the countertops anyway, so we had this countertop match the rest of the countertops in the kitchen. And the cabinet door didn't match the rest of my cabinet doors, so I took the door off and made this little curtain out of a vintage sheet. Ended up being a perfect size to fit my microwave. Once we moved the fridge over, there was this awkward space here, and we had to fill it with something, so my dad built this little custom cookbook shelf. It's really cute. I love that it can hold my cookbooks, and it also holds this little wooden shoe napkin holder, which is from my Oma. Also, these appliances are original to the house. We didn't have to buy them, and they've been working great for the past 7 years, which is awesome. Speaking of the Habitat for Humanity Restore, we got all of our cupboard knobs there, and wouldn't you know that there must have been a kitchen that was the exact same size as ours, because we had just the right amount of vintage knobs at that thrift store. Like we needed 35, I think, and they had the exact amount we needed. And they were only $1 a piece. And if you have ever shopped for kitchen hardware, you know just how expensive it is. So that was a great deal. We also got new flooring at the Habitat Restore. We saved a ton of money. It wasn't secondhand, it was new. But it's been great. Even though it's not like the highest quality laminate, it's never chipped once. We've had it for 5 years now, and it matches the original wood floor. It saved us a lot of money, which is a big deal. And we had to replace the flooring because the kitchen and dining room had different flooring. It looked really bad, and there was an ugly seam in between that chopped up the spaces. So creating seamless flooring made a huge difference in the space. And meet the newest colorful addition to my kitchen, this super cute toaster. It's yellow, which I love. I use yellow everywhere in my home. It's my color that goes through with me through each season. The toaster is only 20 bucks. I got it at Walmart. I will link it below. So the full makeover cost $1,000, with the bulk of it going towards the new dishwasher. We mostly spent our money on secondhand items, which saved us a lot, and then also just using a lot of paint. And it really transformed the space. I think it has a lot more vintage charm now, but it still honors the original 1960s kitchen that we bought. And now on to the dining room. When I first walked into this house to decide if I wanted to buy it, something that gave me really good vibes and made me want to buy it was this rose globe chandelier. This house was incredibly empty. There was barely anything in it at all. And you'll see that if you look at the blog posts that I have below with the before photos. But one of the few things that was here was this beautiful chandelier. I think the previous owner really loved roses. It was an elderly couple, and I know one of them passed away, and that's why the house became available. I think the wife that lived here loved roses because there's roses obviously on this, and then in my bathroom, all the knobs on the drawers have roses on it, and all the knobs on the linen cupboard also have little roses. Plus, in the front yard, there's a bunch of rose bushes. So she loved roses, and I really wanted to honor the previous owner of this house by keeping those things. We painted the kitchen white, and we carried that white into this room, and once we painted it white, it needed a lot more color. So I added this big collage of mismatched shelves, and this blue shelf I actually got at Allegan Antique Market. I got it on a rainy April day, and it was soaking wet, which some people would turn around and go, oh, that thing's ruined. But I asked the vendor if I could buy it for cheap because it got wet, and he said sure. So I got it for only 25 bucks, and I let it dry out. It really makes the space, and this I display my hankies on. It's actually a spoon rack, and I got it at a flea market. Most of these shelves up here I got at Allegan, and I just actually posted a brand new Allegan haul video, and I will link that. I bought these two matching yellow dressers at an estate sale. I got them both for $5, and I always shop on the last day of estate sales. Some people think that the only day worth going to an estate sale is the first day, and I really don't agree with that at all. I almost exclusively shop the last day. I have all my strategies for how I shop at estate sales on a blog post, and I will link that below. Inside my dressers, I keep my vintage sheet collection. I have a bunch of vintage sheets in my sewing room, but I have so many that I put them in these dressers too, and it works great. It's great extra storage. By far, the most popular thing that I will ever share on my Instagram photos or reels is whenever I share my dining room set. Everybody loves it. I think it's because of the nostalgia that these sets hold. And I mean, they definitely hold it for me. I love the table and chairs, but I did not buy them together. They actually were purchased separately. The table I found at Bibles for Mexico, which is my favorite thrift store in Holland, Michigan. I actually did a Thrift With Me video where you can shop with me in the store, and then I also show the haul that I got, so I will link that video. I bought this table at a Black Friday sale that they were having. The table was $50, and because it was half off for the sale, I got it for $25. The only problem was it did not come with chairs, so I had to use these other dining chairs that I had that didn't match it for a year while I searched for just the right ones. And finally, they appeared on Facebook Marketplace, but they did not look like this. When I found this set of 4 on Marketplace, they had cracked brown vinyl on it. It looked terrible. However, they came with brand new old stock vinyl replacement seats, and they were these green floral. So these chairs are now basically brand new. I took a gamble and I bought it. I didn't know if I'd be able to follow vintage instructions on how to replace the seat cushions, but it ended up working out, and we spent $135 on the set of 4, and I absolutely love it. So that makes it $160 for the whole thing. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of this set. I love it so much. It sparks so much joy for me and for a lot of other people too. I bought this 3-tiered shelf at, you guessed it, Bibles from Mexico. Yes, I shop there all the time. It was bare wood when I bought it, and I painted it yellow, and then I Mod Podged vintage wallpaper onto it to create this cute 70s look and to match my dining room. I will link that tutorial blog post below. My rug is actually vintage, and I bought it off the floor of an old record shop. I walked in the record store, and it was covered with rugs everywhere, all different kinds. Most of them were new. But then I spotted this one and I loved it. And so I asked the owner if I could buy it from him. He said, sure, you can have it for $20. $20? You can't buy a brand new rug for $20. And especially a vintage one. Vintage rugs, I swear by them. They are way higher quality and they will outlive me. They have vintage charm and they have great patterns. A lot of modern rugs all look the same and they aren't super colorful. So if you haven't been shopping for vintage rugs, check out eBay. I will link vintage rugs on eBay below for you to look at because you have to believe me, you should start shopping for vintage rugs. I wanted a cute way to show off my vintage aprons, so I made this vintage apron display. I used wooden hangers that I got at Bibles from Mexico. I shop there all the time. Can you tell I'm addicted? So I have them on both sides of the window. They add a lot of color and I can switch them out seasonally. Also in Halloween, I take down the aprons and I put up black witch hats. I'm slowly collecting Christmas aprons. I'm hoping to get 4 of them so then I can display them for Christmas. And here is my big green hutch that I got for $150 at a local antique store. And it holds some of my most favorite items, also some of my most valuable items. I have a lot of jadeite here that I found at a thrift store, and I have some Pyrex. This Daisy Pyrex was my #1 most desired Pyrex, and one of my followers sent it to me, and I am forever grateful for it, so I cherish it so much. I also have some Gooseberry Pyrex up here, and the Fire King Tulip set that another one of my followers sent me. So this is basically just a big thank you and appreciation for my followers and how sweet they are. And then I have this Betty Crocker cookbook. I've actually never used it. Don't hate me, but I love the graphics so much. It's my favorite one. It's so cute. And they are actually quite expensive on eBay. I did not know that, but I'm never going to sell it because it's my favorite. What's your favorite part of my dining room and kitchen? Let me know in the comments below. Did anything surprise you? Did you learn anything? I'd love to know. Also, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching. Bye, friends.